been teaching something called Global Awareness Sequence, focused really on giving students an exposure to how the world works. So trying to give them a sense of space and time so they can situate themselves in history and in geography a little bit better. So much, I didn't really approach it as how am I going to use the iPad to teach. So it's not about me, but I thought it should be student focused, because if it's not student driven, then it's going to be another thing that the teacher is doing, and I wanted to flip that from the onset. My plan was essentially to try to get the students to read. I want to say this with a lot of humility because I didn't speak English myself until I was 14, so I fully understand the challenges of learning a second language and being thrown into university where literally you're bombarded with words you've never seen before. So I thought the best way to use the iPad is to get them to work in teams and to get them to use apps that will enable them to master the content. So one of the first things that we focused is to create teams that would tackle different aspects of the reading. So team 1, for example, is a vocabulary team and uses an app to post the definitions in something called Study Blue, which is an app that we're using. And once they've done that work, Study Blue is shared with all of the class very, very easily, and they can all flip cards like a game. So another example is concepts flashcards, where we focus on important concepts. What is a democracy? What is a monarchy? Who was Pericles? What is Athens' golden age? We basically try to bring them back to essential knowledge because they get lost in so much detail. Another example is timeline. So the timeline team has used Mind42 to essentially go and build timelines where they can travel in history. This is a very important thing that we want to leave them with, is what does it mean 500 BC? What does it mean 2000 BCE? So we want them to do that, and using an app helps them do that visually because they are visual learners. What is Confucianism? What is Taoism? What is the Greek Golden Age? And you're actually going to talk about it. And they do it. They're either going to use a Prezi, they use iMovie, or explain everything, and they basically narrate. This is, in my view, what are the key points about this school of thought or that school of thought. I don't administer quizzes anymore. I have a team that comes up with quizzes. And the team actually comes up with a quiz idea, they put it on Socrative, they handle the entire process, very much student-led. So active engagement of students who were probably left out previously or a little bit more shy to be engaged. So I think that's a massive benefit of the iPad. The other benefit is they're creating content that hopefully they can use to study. So it's no longer about me, it's no longer about the course, it's really about what they've created that they can look at to study. So hopefully we're leaving them with something that goes beyond the course. Public speaking, confidence building, imagination, the ability to learn from each other, to be respectful of each other. And I think there's much more that we're not measuring that they're getting out of it, or at least I hope they're getting out of it. And so that's hugely satisfying.